Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with day 1387 of What's She Up To Now, documenting the journey as I transition from brick and mortar corporate real world businesses to the online world of business. And in 2020 and 2021 and probably beyond, back and forth, because I have come to believe and feel that it is essential that every offline business has an online presence and that every online business should be doing something in the real world as well, in the physical world, not just digital. Just my opinion. You don't have to agree. It's just my opinion formed by working with thousands of business owners and helping them to supersize and grow their business. So today I was thinking about, and I was doing a training over the last couple of days about sales process, the sales process. Now, it's interesting. We take everything in the world as human beings and try to complicate the living daylights out of it. You can, there's, 30 steps to everything, 59 steps, 101 reasons why. And we complicate everything. But the truth is, just about anything and everything we want to do can be broken down into like a 4 or 5 step process. I mean, anything we want to achieve, anything we want to do, anything we want to be, do, have, we can do in like a 4 to 5 step process. Everything, 4 to 5 step process. Anything you sell can be broken down to a 4-step process. And I'm not going to go into the process today. It's pretty simple. It works for everything, right? And sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. We're supposed to do it in everything, right? But I don't sell all the time. I don't sell hardly at all. I just be myself. And the people that I want to work with and that want to work with me, we end up finding each other, but I don't have to go out of my way to sell them on anything, right? So I find the sales process fascinating. And like anything else, any other process, anything we do, we actually, whether we acknowledge it or not on a conscious level, we have a process for everything. So my question for you today is, what is your current process? What is your current process for selling, success, supersizing your business, becoming whatever it is you want to become, doing whatever it is you want to do? Maybe it's, I want to be an awesome grandma. What is my process for being an awesome grandma? Well, it's really boils down to a simple 4-step process. And I could share 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 steps that make me and continually improving as an awesome grandma or an awesome mom or wife or employee or business owner, whatever it is that you want to be. We all have our own process. My question for you is, do you know what your own process is, and have you identified it? Sometimes we're not aware of our own ways of doing things, but other people that we've worked with or other people we interact with are clearly aware of it. Like if I were to ask my daughter or my granddaughter, what makes me a good grandma? What's my process for being a good grandma? I bet they would be able to tell me faster and easier than I could even come up with myself. So, and my son as well. So curious today, have you thought about what your personal processes are? And are you complicating the living daylights out of them like I used to? I mean, 20 years ago, if you knew me, holy crap, I could make the simplest thing complicated, because I thought the more complicated, the more detailed, the more to-do items on my to-do list, the more successful I was. The more I was doing, the more successful I was. Totally off my rocker back then, believing that, but that's what I believed at the time. And we all go through different phases where our experience teaches us the lessons we need to learn, and we make different choices based on those experiences, if we so choose. We don't always make different choices, but we always have the ability to choose to make different choices. So curious, what's your process? Have you, and can you boil what you do, who you are, the different roles you play, down to a simple 4-step process? If you'd like to know what my 4 steps are, ask in the comments below. You can just direct message me if you're on Facebook on this particular page. Otherwise, I'm not going to go into it because we could talk about it for at least an hour, and I don't want to do that here. It's just a brief summary and record of what the heck I'm working on. So today, our money idiom for Supersize Your Business, we're doing money idioms for the month of November, was money doesn't grow on trees. Or does it? Because depending on your perspective, the way you look at things, money may very well grow on trees for you. If you are in an industry where trees are the raw material, or trees produce your raw materials, say an apple orchard or peaches or pears or plums or whatever else grows on trees, for you, literally, you might believe, and be rightly so, to say, hey, money grows on trees. It grows every year. Yeah, we put in some inputs, but we've got these orchards, and they just are like cash cows, producing money over and over and over again. So to me, money grows on trees. Now, I am guilty of using this expression. I've heard it my entire life, and not in a negative way, just a, hey, make sure you really want something, because you have to work for the money to create the thing or get the thing that you want. You have to have the money to exchange value for the things that you want. And it doesn't necessarily come easy. It comes easier for some people than others, but it doesn't really naturally come easy to everybody, so don't expect that it's going to. Definitely use it on my children to try to teach them the value of work, of hard work, working for the things that they want, etc. And do the same thing for my grandkids. I think that we do people a disservice letting them think that they're just going to get handouts and that life is going to be easy peasy and that everybody's going to get a trophy, la da la da la. And this might be political stuff, but I really don't think so. I think it's common sense. We are rewarded for what we put into things, you know, and the more value we add to the world, the more value we get out of the world. The less value we add to the world, the less we get out of the world. And I've experienced that. I've had times where I'm producing more and adding more value to the world, and other times when I've had to pull back due to illness or other circumstances where I'm not contributing as much to the world and I'm not bringing in as much money. And I understand how that works, the law of reciprocity, the value exchange that is money. So that was our money idiom for today. Our annual challenge today was a Bruce Springsteen saying, which I am a Bruce Springsteen fan way back. And again, might not agree with his politics, don't care what his politics are. He's a musician, he's not a politician. But he did say something wise. He said, success makes life easier, it doesn't make living easier. And so that is our 2-day challenge. We're talking about that for 2 days for our annual challenge, which today was day 320. We're, you know, rounding out the year. It's only a month and a little bit left of, you know, Thanksgiving's next week, I believe. So the year is flying by. It's amazing. Beginning of the year, you think, oh, it's just like the first day or two of vacation. You think, oh, this is awesome. This vacation's going to be so wonderful. It lasts forever. And then you hit the halfway point, and all of a sudden, things go by really, really fast. I feel the same way about the annual challenge. You know, it seems like we're ramping up to about the middle of the year, and then boom, it goes really, really fast. And before we know it, it's the end of the year, and we're into next year's challenge, which I'm working on, by the way. I'm not going to share what that is, but I will share soon because I am getting excited about it, and we're going to have to do a little more planning individually for next year's challenge versus just I pop on and tell you what the thing is we're doing today and then you do it. We're going to have to do a little more and be a little more engaged and involved in next year's challenge. Which, you know, year 5, I think it's time to get involved and actually be engaged in the process if you haven't been thus far. Our No Nonsense November was about doing the next right thing. Yesterday we talked about action, taking action, and all the things that has to do with, you know, decision making, making a choice. Once you make a decision, take action immediately to move you toward that decision. And next right thing is kind of a tweak on that, meaning I don't have to know everything I need to do to get from where I am to where I want to be, but I do have to be willing to take the next step, and just the next step. And then after that, the rest of the staircase and the rest of the steps will appear. But I got to be willing to take that first step, that first leap of faith. And I say next right thing because we don't want to do the next wrong thing. Our intent is always, what is the next right thing? What is the next thing I need to do? And I think it's an important reminder today because sometimes people, and I've been there too, where I was just busy doing the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, or and worrying about the whole 400 item to-do list, but not necessarily doing the next right thing for me and to make the world a better place. And I think that that's important, our overall intention, where we are to where we want to be, and then it's just the next step, the next right step. And then after that, we'll know what the next right step is and the next right step. And so we don't have to worry and stress and stop and freeze and not make a choice or not make a decision because we don't see the whole staircase. We just need to make the next right step. You know, make the next phone call, make the next sale, make the next appointment, get the next thing, take the next class, whatever the next right thing is for us to move us from where we are to where we want to be. So that was our No Nonsense November. No Nonsense November, it's kind of interesting. I just, I started out with a list of 10, and I was gonna think 10 topics I had. And then I didn't do it because I wasn't feeling well at the beginning of the month. And now I find that I just like to go with what pops into my head in the morning, because that's the lesson that I'm feeling I should share and teach today. And every day it's different. So I've got, today was day 16. I don't have the rest, 17, 18, 19, 20. And I didn't even number to 30, but I will. Once I get to 20, I'll number to the last 10 days of the month. But I don't know what the topics are going to be. And I think it's a little scary. It's a little fun. It's a little exciting. I'm not sure what's going to come out of my mouth any given day, but it's from my heart, and it's what I feel needs to be talked about today. For me, maybe for other people too, I hope, but for me, for sure, it's something that needs to be shared. I like to share my lessons learned so that even if it saves one person from making a mistake that I've made, I am all for sharing the lessons that I've learned, and the expertise and the things that have worked for me, as well as the things that haven't worked for me. Because I guarantee I have learned more from my failures, the things that didn't work the first time, the things I had to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to figure out, than I've ever learned from something I tried and got the success I wanted out of it the first time. All that did was prove that, okay, yeah, that works, but it doesn't mean it's the best way to do it. It doesn't mean there isn't some other, usually thousands of other ways it could have been done, maybe faster, more efficiently, more effectively, less expensively, less resources, etc. It just means when we have success, we don't look for ways to improve. We just keep doing that, and that can not lead us down the right path. So we never know. So those are the things I'm working on. Any questions, ask. Running late today, lots of stuff, changes going on this morning, including phone calls in the middle of the calls in my videos, but that happens when I'm running a little later. They tend to get interrupted. All right, if I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Bye.